times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge.
Gyors áttekintés.
You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
I do apologize for being late. I was obliged to clear up some urgent business.
Na, választhatunk még egy olvasmányt. Akkor ezek ugye megvannak. Ezekkel nem lehet csinálni semmit. Azt mondja, gondolatok a művészetről. Egy készségpont ehhez műveltség. De most már megvan ez is. Azt mondja, gondolatok a társadalom. De nem ez. Pedig ez elég sokat ad. Meg kell szerezni még 4-et, de ezt megszereztük, és ez egy készségpontot ad a tudományhoz, a nyelvtudományhoz, a műveltséghez. Úgyhogy persze, hogy ezt olvassuk el. Illetve... Etikett, hát engem az annyira nem érdekel, ez a faszi amúgy is nagyon etikus. Készségpont, logika. Ez jól jön. Műveltség. Hát... Legyen így. Aztán meglátjuk, mire jutunk ezekkel a dolgokkal. Epizod 2, bujócska.
Do you mind if I call
Eddig se
you
találtam
Louis?
senki.
Please do.
Még bujócskázni is
Thank you.
fognak.
I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. Unfortunately, I am now confronted with another problem, which I would rather
Végre
have done without.
találkoztunk Lord Mortimerrel.
You see, last night, Miss Adams also went missing. I have had my people searching for her all over the island. Alas, to no avail. It so happens that both her mental and her physical health are extremely fragile. I'm worried that the same thing happened to her as to your mother. Also, I would appreciate it very much if you could tell me what you were doing on the floor in her room in the early hours
It's quite
of the
normal.
morning.
I can explain everything.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it. You see, Sir Gregory is about to arrive, and he's taken Elizabeth's disappearance very, very seriously. Please, reassure him so that we can talk about your mother.
William, I would like to see you a moment before we begin. In private.
Let's step outside a moment. Louis, this will only take a few moments.
Hát, átkutatjuk, hogy ne kutatnánk át.
Let's take this chance to look around.
Na nézzük gyors ezt a levelet. Kis kocoghatná barátom. Csatolva van a... Nem, már jönnek vissza. Már nem jó.
Please, sit back down, Louis.
Karcsa dugtam át.
This sort of behavior is not working in your favor, young man.
Gregory, Louis told me we needn't be concerned.
Of course. Monsieur de Richet, the situation seems to escape your grasp, so I won't beat about the bush. Did you kill Elizabeth Adams?
What? Elizabeth is dead?
No, now let us remain calm. We do not yet know, Gregory, precisely what has happened to our poor Elizabeth.
I beg your pardon? So what are you accusing me of then?
We must remain calm, Gregory. We have found no evidence that would suggest that Elizabeth has been murdered. For the time being, she has only disappeared. Let's stick to the facts, if you please.
Well, where is she then?
Igen. Csak semmin bassza meg.
She's probably gone back home. She didn't want to stay here any longer. She seemed very uncomfortable here. Why imagine the worst?
Until there is evidence to the contrary, your mother is still lurking nearby, and I dare not think what would happen were they to meet. Damnation, William! This is a fiasco. Sir, you don't seem to realize just how serious this is.
Let's try and remain calm, Gregory. In any case, it would be far better if Elizabeth really has left the island, as Louis says. Why do you think she wanted to leave?
She was persuaded she was going to die. When she saw that you had invited my mother, she thought that you wanted to put an end to her. She felt betrayed.
But why didn't she speak to me about it?
Elizabeth had nothing to fear from us. You know very well who she was afraid of, but you don't dare say.
She was terrorized by my mother's presence here. Just the thought of coming face to face with her was unbearable.
Did she tell you why?
Yes, she brought the subject up.
I'm sorry, Louis. It couldn't have been easy to hear.
For your sake, I sincerely hope that she got there safely. Monsieur de Richet, I apologize if my words seemed a little abrupt. I dare not think what would happen if Elizabeth came across your mother on the island. Your generosity may well cost you dearly.
I understand, my lord. I certainly regret it.
Oh yeah.
You don't need us for any of this. So come along, Monsieur Peru. We are leaving.
Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She isn't missing, you know.
What? What do you mean?
My mother has left traces in every nook and cranny of your island, my lord. She's definitely here. Now, what worries me most is why she doesn't show herself.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far. Yet he told me that you had spoken and that you hadn't been able to reach an understanding.
That's putting it mildly. Monsieur Bonaparte is one of those guys who only understands people who think like he does.
Ah, I see what you mean. He is indeed rather inflexible when it comes to certain subjects. But I am still of the opinion that you can manage to get along.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having the support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother had trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I am sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Maybe she found something out.
What do you mean?
My mother has a gift for investigating. If she had picked up a lead, nothing would have stopped her.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jersey, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
Ah, yes. His famous cotton gin. It was supposed to revolutionize cotton production in the United States.
It will revolutionize the world, Louis. The potential of this invention is much greater. Tomorrow, all industries will be switching to simple but large-scale production. Of that, I'm sure.
I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Mother lulled my childhood with tales of the Crusades. How Richard the Lionheart and Philip Augustus had to battle it out to achieve their ends. And how Guy de Lusignan, having broken his word, launched the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Oh, I see Sarah's lessons have inspired new enthusiasts. Good on you, because not everyone can claim they know as much at your age. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
One last thing, although I don't know if there is a connection.
I'm listening.
A gate was forced the other night near the wharf. Nothing serious, just a few small things damaged.
Sorry, my lord, but I was searching for leads to my mother. I thought I was hot on her trail and didn't take any precautions.
Well, you could have reported it to a servant. But never mind. I shall put it down to your ardor and anxiety. However, please try to respect my state in future.
I certainly will. Please accept my sincerest apologies.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
Hát ez egy hosszú conversation volt.
The room was just opposite Mortimer's study.
De akkor látomások igazak volt. Na, hogy peregjön akkor. Hol kell menni? Menj a torony szobába. Igazam sincs, hogy hol van. Már megint. Nem ártanának a kis ládikagokat megtalálni. Eddig nem tudtam kinyitni. Ahogy fel tudom törni, most nem tudja be. De nem lehet átkutatni. Át kellett volna kutatnom ezeket a szobákat. Valaki elmaradt. Ez a lépcső lefele visz. Fasza. Aztán valahol itt van a folyosó végén egy lépcső felfele. Ó, az kell. Ez nagyon kell. Benyomjuk. Ki vagyunk fogyva teljesen. Hol van már? Na, Most se engedi, nem engedi a ládát, persze, akkor ki fel tudom törni. Tanultam. Mestersége. Hogy lehet feljutni abba a gyászos emeleti szobába? Dan. Első emelet. Bentről biztos? Körbe rohan. Erre mi van? Á, itt. És miért nem? Menj a torony szobába, és hogy a francba fel? Hol menjünk? Le sem megy. Hát ez gyönyörű. Erre sem megy. Arra sem megy. Csináljad már. Hogy lehet feljutni? Arra sem megy.
Huh, that's me.
Én szobám. Sehova se tudok menni. Hogy menjek fel akkor a toronyszobába? Egyszerűen nem mehet sehova. Minden ajtó zárva. A franc. Ez a toronyszoba. Az meg, hát nem a toronyban van.
A Chinese coin.
Ez az.
Dante's paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Hát ezt megoldjuk.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
Open sesame.
Tada.
It's open.
It's open. Akkor menjél be, testvérem. Hol a kulcs? Kulcs. Nem látszik a kulcs? Láttam, hogy kiesett. Na mindegy. Toljuk be.
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. I don't know, what does that mean? So we have the figure 11 twice underlined.
and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe?
Jó, nem használok el több.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Hát erre nincs is elég, az a baj. De így elég. Királyság. Úgyse olcsó se tele. Erőfeszítési pontja.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. The New Testament. This volume dates from the first edition of Gutenberg. It's the first book that was ever printed. The pages are covered in annotations in Latin, French, and Hebrew. Someone spent years studying this Bible. This book is incredibly precious. I guess I'll just come back later.
Ja. Kezdem elemezni az összes evangéliumot.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
Sophistica.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni.
Akkor mivel nincs több dolog itt. Csak ezeket. Azt ne vicceljél már velem.
Then they suborned men, which said, "We have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God."
Keres nyomokat. Milyen nyomokat keressek még? Láttuk. Mindent láttunk. Megnéztem.
St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Ó, ez ilyen drága lesz, basszus.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
használjam el.
A fierce opponent of the first Christians, St. Paul is suddenly struck by the call of Jesus Christ and converts. It's the best known conversion in Christian history, which teaches us that even enemies of Christ can be saved, and even become his greatest apostles after finding faith. From what I can recall, the account of his conversion can be found in the epistles to the Galatians, the Philippians, the Corinthians, and the Acts of the Apostles. St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come?
Aha. Akkor... visszamegyünk a Bibliához. Nem tudom, kurva anyára. Ebben nincs 11-es. Kell. Emberség.
Paul and Silvanus and Timotheus unto the church of the Thessalonians, which is in God the Father and in the Lord Jesus Christ. Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ.
Jaj, nem is tudok többet. De tudok. Oh.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy.
Wait! A note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here. What does it say?
Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the two groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle.
What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that?
Arról, hogy két levél 11-11 verselők, hát ez tartottam, hogy a két csoportjának hodja félrevezet bent, vegye fel magad, ahol és becsel valahol, ahol találhat rá, rendkívül felmázni. A legfiatalabb apostol. Királyság. Neki volt a legfiatalabb apostol? Legfiatalabb? Aha.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
France.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit.
who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Semming.
And suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that? I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Hát jó van. Hát nem megtaláltam, volt levelezés a Bibliába. Na végre. Készségpontok. Mi? Nyelvtudomány. Ez megvan a egyes szinten? De jó. Hogy állunk? Ja, ez a szint. Az egyes szinten. Semmire se elég, öcsém. Egyes szint, egyes szint. Szint. Nullásokat kéne. Legalább minden egyesen legyen. Na majd alakul. Egyes szint. Adhatna többet is. Na, olvassunk akkor. Azt mondja, hogy szofisztika. Eltereléshez ad. Műveltséghez ad. Etikethez. Nekem ez a kettő.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Cságok. Nincs sok. Sebezhet. Logika. Ezért. Biológia. Jó. Nem tudom megnézni. Hát jó van.
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Nem is ez hol a francba van már megint. Kész labirintus ez a hely. Lent vagy fenn? Tudom lent.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Összebarátkoztak itt létő.
If Mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really? Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge. I better keep that to myself for the time being.
Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And what has Mr. Peru done to once again provoke someone's anger?
We don't really know just yet.
I get the feeling it won't be long before it gets out.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds!
Really,
Dios
Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
What?
Oh, no.
The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh, dear.
Oh, as if it...
Gracious.
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote! Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until this, anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness,
He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen, this news affects us all,
Husky.
but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured, the response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you, as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you, too. Of course.
I heard about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
We found traces of her that would indicate she's still on the island.
Her personal belongings?
Yes, but nothing of great interest. Scraps of food, some clothes.
Ah, I see. Well, too bad. I shan't keep you, Monsieur de Richet.
All right, then. Thank you.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon. I must go now. I'll see you later.
Nincs semmi erőfeszítéspontom, nem tudok mit csinálni. És ezekben a konfliktus helyzetekben már az alapválaszok nem jók. Bármit adsz. Ezzel is beszélhetnék, ezzel nyomorultad, de ez megint ki fog forgatni. Ja, és csak egy pontom van. Hogy tudom megnyitni? Sehogy. És mély pempő. Van meg a játék egy kis mély pempővel.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Ki kell nyitni. Ez is 2 pont. Nem igaz. Fasza. Ja, 2-es. Negatív változik. Leső. Akkor tovább. Ó, ez kell nekem.
What can I do for you, sir?
Adjál valamit, bármit.
I am at your service, day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against, sir, taking any.
You wouldn't have a little golden elixir I could use, would you?
Oh, unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests. Some guests are here to follow a very strict treatment. Mixing or combining certain substances would be dangerous for sir.
Ez cool.
A little Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Jó, hát akkor ehhez is pontok kellenének. Kapjak tőle valamit, de semmit sem fogok kapni. Jó lenne, ha dobna egy kis droppot a játék. És lootot nekem. Ezzel is beszélgessek. Hol? Érmém az van. Na most vagy az, hogy beszélgetek? Hogy felpattant az rá?
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
I wonder what promise Lord Mortimer could have made to make him agree to come here, given the circumstances.
Who knows?
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see, everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Well, thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
Könyvet nem lehet felvenni. Tudom. Beszélünk ezzel a hülye Napóleonnal.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
Konyámmal akar beszélni.
What do you want, Louis?
Ennél a sütiből állj odébb.
I have a question that might seem a bit strange, but
Go on.
if I said go beyond the nightmare, would that mean anything to you?
No, means nothing to me. Do you mean literally or figuratively speaking?
In the figurative sense, probably. I'm trying to understand what it refers to.
Well, if I come up with anything, I'll let you know. You're leaving me?
Unfortunately, I have things to do. Thank you again, madam.
Jó. Nekem semmi. Lehet kinyitni a ládikat. Okay.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Kéne kutakodnom. Hol kéne kutakodnom a levélbe. Saját szobámba se tudok bemenni, fasza.
President George Washington.
Rossz szalomba kellett volna. Szele. És lejöttem.
Devil's Thorn.
Get up.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Az miért 7 pontot csinál? Csak 3. Kinyit. Hát fasza. Elolvassuk legközelebb.
A fragment of amber.
És ezzel mit is csinálok? A borostyánk, szilánk. De ez miért? Szar. Használ.
A fragment of amber.
The Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's
The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
the last day before his crucifixion. Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Van egy, ami ingyenes. Ez egy lépés. Az. Akkor. El tudom törni azt a szart. Ládát. Elég lootboljunk.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Jó. Kettő. Szaláda. Ez kell. Egy láda.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
És itt megnyom. 4-es. És ott is van. Ó, ez jó biznisz volt.
A fragment of amber.
Már 3 borostyán kőszilák van. Lootot. Éppen bő. Jó. Nem lehet. Nem. Akkor fent folytatjuk. Kellenének a lárikók. Menj még loot. Oh, oda. El lehet menni. Ez kell. Na végre. Egyből leülne a picsába. Hoppá.
Book of the Mortimer family.
Mortimer családkönyve. És bele se olvasom semmi.
Devil's Thorn.
Jaj, csak azt ládát. Ott semmit a láda.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Oké, találjuk. A-R-S-N. Ja, azt hittem ebből 4-ből kell. Azt a betű. Mindig ugyanazokat dobja fel. Lehet még Z, C, meg E. Aha. Meg B. Hát ehhez majd visszajövünk. Hülyék vagyunk, most én ez. De mondd már, hogy ennyi minden volt fent. Hát ez hihetetlen. Erre még el lehet jönni. Ha. És most mi van?
A family ancestor, apparently.
Szarom.
A painting about a siege, dated.
Might come in handy. Hang on. What's this painting? The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think. There must be a mechanism somewhere. I don't think this book can help me. Okay, no mechanism behind this painting. Well, I'll have to keep looking.
Ugye azt a könyvet
I don't think
beszélek?
this book can help me.
Anyád.
No. Let's look elsewhere.
Ett.
Let's take a closer look. Dark chocolate beans. Very bitter. They're greatly prized in high society. Great. Honey.
Hoppá. Meg is van.
Aha! I found it. Oh, what on earth is this? A ring lock now? Great. That's all I needed.
Nem már. Évszám lesz. Mit füttyög? Hol van ez a József madár?
No, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
A madárral nem lehet beszélni. Dehogy nem.
A myna bird. Tell me the door code. Tell me the door code. Here I am talking to a bird. Shame on me. What have I done? It looks like I've killed him.
Sejtettem.
Shit. I better not hang around.
Meghalt a csokitól. Szegény mede. Ezt meg kamúzni kell, hogy mi voltunk.
This painting isn't finished. It looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the
Nézzük
period.
csak a kódot. Nem ez volt? Azt mondja, da. Jaj. Aha, ez kurva jó kell a kód.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Hát nézzük meg.
From what I know, the fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre took place in the summer of 1191.
1191.
Now, according to this title, it's wintertime on the painting, so it can't have been late in the year of 1191. It must be in the first months of that year, probably in January or February of that year.
1191.
William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date. The date's calculated in Anno Lucis. The 12th month is February? So that makes it February 1191.
1191. Egy. Ah, ezt a hülye.
It's a complex mechanism. Looks like the third ring is a bit seized up. It gets stuck on number 9.
Ja, az lesz. Jó, az feleslegesen el. Feleslegesen használtunk E3-at.
Open sesame.
Visszafelé is kóddal kell menni, az jó nagy szopás. Na, pörgessük fel a dolgokat.
Let's see what you've been hiding, Lord Mortimer.
Érdekel.
It shows the forces present in Africa. This is unexpected activity in this sector. It looks like there are also many unknowns, even for Mortimer.
Éppen. Az nagyon jó. De behasználtuk meg. Számlám.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimor. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in. This shows the forces present in America.
Ennyi szart végignézni.
This is my mother's writing. I've picked up her trail. What is she up to? Obviously, she wants to lure Mortimer somewhere, but where? The only clue she's left for Mortimer is his stone sword. It must be intentional. It looks like a decorative sword, like from a statue, for example. And judging by the state of it, I'm guessing it's been left outside for a long time. I have absolutely got to find out where it came from. Shows the forces present in Europe. It's clear that France is surrounded by her enemies. However, a large number has been underlined in bold. 26 million. I know what it is. It's an estimation of my country's population. All our neighbors have far fewer inhabitants. It's locked. Fine-looking map of the Orient, indeed.
Jó. Akkor szerintem átnyálaszt. Jaj. Nem, asszal, mennyi...
Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever. Something strange about this table. The little surgeon's perfect collection. What kind of experiments does Mortimer carry out here? It's a dissection table. So Mortimer does autopsies here on his desert island. But who is he doing autopsies on then? A skeleton by the name of Gustav, if the plaque on the plinth is anything to go by. Mortimer's given a name to his anatomy skeleton. These are feathers. Pigeon, probably. Strange. I don't recognize the alphabet. I wonder where the pictograms are from. It isn't Egyptian or Hebrew. There are two inscriptions on the sides as well as on the top. No way to know what's underneath. Absolutely no idea what it's for, but I find this cube fascinating. Looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton. Awesome. That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages. 3 rusty old nails. They're about 20 centimeters long. Some goat skulls, chicken legs. Now we all know what that's for. I'm a little surprised at Mortimer. Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me. It is a typical draw on a line that answers a specific question. To the left, temperance, that announces a reward for one who patiently waits before taking any action. And in the middle, the chariot, which symbolizes triumph and business success. To the right, the Emperor evokes a future full of power and stability. An iron mask. I wonder who it's for.
Oh, ja, mi fejünkről.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Azt mondja, hogy 4-es. Annyi gyűjtőjéről
A table of alchemical elements. So, Lord Mortimer also studies alchemy? It seems like he's interested in everything.
Na akkor itt első ránézésre vége. A lényeg, menj és keresd meg a nyárat. De jó fej.
Oh shit. How am I gonna get out of here now?
Senki végig kell nézni mindent a kódért, agyfasz kapok. Fáradt a lelkem. Tudtuk. Kell egy kód. Megint.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimore. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in.
Nem. Festmény lesz megint a kód. A festmény nem tudom megnézni.
An iron mask. I wonder who it's for. A table of alchemical elements. So, Lord Mortimer also studies alchemy? It seems like he's interested in everything.
És ez itt még.
Am I seeing things, or is that an actual von Leeuwenhoek microscope? Incredible. Mortimer really is at the cutting edge of science. Even at the Order, it took us ages to get one of those. That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages.
Most vagy beütjük az 191-et, vagy találunk egy másik. Hát ez nem megvolt.
Something strange about this table.
Megvolt. És meg.
Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever.
Jó, akkor itt nincs. Mire lehet még nyomni?
It's locked.
Jó probléma. Ezt van hátuk.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimore. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in and goes on. There are hundreds of good ways to live life, but you only need one to convince the ma— This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side. It looks too easy. It could be a trap.
Az, mert azt olvastuk, hogy ez egy csapda.
These cylinders rotate on the same central axis, so when I enter a number on one side, it corresponds to another one on the other side.
Baszki.
Looks like the same as the one on the other side.
De jó lenne ez. Szóval. Tehát ott volt az 1190. Ott honnan ütöttük be a kódot? Arról. Akkor a túloldalt itt egy egyesnek kéne lenni. Nyelv, meg végtelen, meg lófasz, mik ezek? Próbáljuk meg fordítva. Jó lesz. Visszafelé. Egyszer. Egy.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side. Whoa. If the grid closes a bit more every time I enter a wrong date, I'd better not mess up again. It doesn't seem to be working.
Érdekes. Ilyen színvok vannak. Itt a 9. Ja, meg tudom számolni. Oké. Egyes van itt. Csak próbáljuk ugyanazt a kódot. Vicc kedvéért. Ne bonyolítsuk túl. Na már, hát csak azt nem engeded meg foglalkozni.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side. Wheels are stuck. Shit! I'm cornered like a rat.
Hát ezt nem tudtam kinyitni. Francban sosincs ilyen pontunk, amit lehet használni.
Someone's coming. Please don't let it be Mortimer. Who is it?
Deliberately avoiding me. 4 years ago I was his favorite, but nowadays I have to ask for an audience with his lordship.
Damn it! It's Peru. I don't know if I should, but...
Well, that's it! I've had enough of being humiliated.
I'm wasting my time here.
After everything I've done on his behalf, he dares treat me like a lackey? I've bled the Parisian elite for the sake of his whims, and what have I got to show for it? He doesn't even have the courtesy to give me 5 minutes of his time. I wanted to put my mind at ease. Well, that's done. I know what I've got to do now.
I must find my mother. So much for discretion.
Monsieur Peru! It's me! Monsieur de Riche!
What the devil is going on?
I need your help!
Where are you, de Riche?
Behind the painting! Open it, please! I've shut myself in! There's a pedal under Lord Mortimer's desk. Can you see it?
There's no... Hang on. Yes.
Good. Now press it.
Yeah. Done.
You should see something resembling a frame with numbers. Yes? You have to turn them to set the combination. 1191.
Well. Poking our nose into Mortimer's little secrets, are we? You do surprise me.
It's not what you're thinking. I'll explain everything.
No, you will not, sir. It has nothing to do with me, and by the way, I never even saw you. So, I'll be on my way now.
Thanks again. I'm indebted to you. I won't forget this.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I've wasted enough time. I better get moving if I want to find my mother.
Nem sikerül. Ez is fényt az édesanyád által hátrahagyott kard eredetét. Én már is felejtettem a kardot, baszki. Ezeket nem nézzük át megint. Még megkérdezünk valakit, az a tud. Innen a francba. Háj, de jó. Hát nagyon sok sikertelen volt. Jó, a madárra rá fognak jönni. Out of szint! Ez az! Adjunk fel valamit, mert nagyon buták vagyunk még. Nyelvtudomány volt, de nem mentem semmire. Isten, hány pont kéne? Jó Isten. Sok pont kell. Haladjanak ezek. Ezt elolvassuk.
This note is about a meeting with Lord Mortimer. There's no doubt about it. Alright, I need to find out where the sword that came with it's from in order to find Mother.
Van egy kulcsunk. Politikában is az egyes szín. Csak azt.
You're joking, I hope. Don't tell me you've done that.
Really? How do you expect me to guess?
Oh, for God's sake, just ask them. Well...
Pity, but I've got no time to lose.
Hova menjek? Mi legyen? Hogy keressem azt a gyászat? Ennek volt ennek a hülyének egy izéje. Aha! Valami szobor faszom kiállítás. Ami homa ez a loser? Itt van ez a hülye.
I am sorry, sir, but the conference room is under preparation and is consequently inaccessible to guests.
Could you perhaps help me?
What can I do for you, sir?
Where did this sword come from?
From the garden, sir. That sword belongs to one of the statues in the garden.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it, sir.
Jó. Ki még úgysem mentem sose.
The sword probably came from this garden, but what could it have been used for?
You again? God damn it, are you following me?
Wouldn't dream of it, sir.
What brings you here?
I'm still looking for my mother, of course.
You're right, monsieur. Keep looking. Good luck to you.
Már hogy még labirintus is lesz. Hát beszarok.
Ariadne. In Greek mythology, she helped Theseus get through the labyrinth. Looks like there's a crack in the region of the heart. Let's see. A crack as long as my finger. What's going to happen if I've got it wrong? Permalite water will give me a little reprieve.
Hülye labirintus. Ezek nagyon kellett a játékba. Se találok meg semmit. Még itt bolyongja.
Theseus, son of Aegeus. He's the one who slayed the Minotaur.
Ebben is van a melkasán izé. Lyuk, vagy mi a faszom. Ja.
Wrongly positioned, I am the blind hero. I wasn't expecting an inscription like that. Wrongly positioned, I am the blind hero. I wasn't expecting an inscription like that. Looks like a crack has been made on his torso. It's as long as a finger. I'd say between 6 and 8 centimeters. I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma. Minos, son of Zeus and Europa. If I remember correctly, he was the king of Crete. Married to Pasiphae, he had many children, including the famous Ariadne, whom history remembers for her thread. Hey, there's a crack in that statue. His gesture sealed his fate. His gesture sealed his fate.
Ebbe kell a kard. Tuti. De jó. Vagy akár ebbe, mert ennek is lesz.
The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, they came unstuck and he fell to his death. Pity. I am the innocent one, sacrificed for the sins of the father. Hey, there's no crack here.
Ez került 3-ba? Hát ezt magamtól is észrevettem, baszki. Hát... Ennyi mélypempő, ami ez a játékhoz kell, az... Add vissza a kardot, de... Megnézzük ezt is. Oda jutok, de... Gyanús. Istenbe lehet oda jutni.
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
All right, let's continue anyways. I wonder what this kiosk is doing in the middle of the garden. Too cramped to be able to do much. Well, there must be something going on there. What is that? Looks like a sort of opening mechanism.
Ha jól helyre raktuk a kardot, akkor kinyílik. Megnyom.
What's wrong? Either I'm imagining things or my hand was pricked. It had poison on it. My head. I feel hot.
Rossz helyre raktuk a kardot.
Here's the famous Ariadne's thread, thanks to which, if I remember rightly, Theseus avoided getting lost in the labyrinth. Ariadne.
Add vissza a kardomat.
Try something else.
Kivezet a labirintusba. Jó. Hol az a vén tata? Úristen, ott is van egy szobor. Még nem is láttam, basszanak. Templom zsidó. Veled mi van?
Daedalus. He's the architect of the labyrinth, and if I'm not mistaken, he's also the father of Icarus. Hey, there's a crack in this statue too.
Elnézést.
I am the architect of my own demise. Daedalus.
Most vagy nála van. Nem, ez nem kardba halt bele. Ez a faszi halt kard általi halálc. De még ott van egy harcos. Akit meg. Megint. Ez nem szaladt.
Theseus. I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma.
Ez viszont nagyon-nagyon jól jött. Beletesszük ebbe a kardot.
Minos. The crack is in the region of the heart. It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities.
Mélem.
Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs.
Eltaláltuk. Csak hogy elsőnek megnyomtuk poénból, aztán az kicsit megszurkált. De ahogy kitaláltuk, assza. Be kéne menni testvérem. Ja, hát igen, megszúrt a szar.
Again?
Vagy látomás? Látomás az a jobb esetőség.
You can't be serious, Manuel. You know that's not going to happen.
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
Agreed? I wasn't aware you had a choice.
What's going on here?
What now? What else must I do to win back my freedom?
Obey me. Now get out!
What was that? That's the third time in 3 days.
Itt ment a
Let's see if
nyugszi.
you're in there, Mother.
Mert neki a karja valamiért hiányzik. Látomásban, legalábbis hiányzott.
A fragment of amber.
Na, és akkor mi van, hogyha most ez kigyűlt? Meg van 10 ilyen faktorok. Amikor összegyűjtesz 4-ből, egy erőfeszítés pontot kapsz. De jó! Tehát nőtt egy... Sose volt tele, úgyhogy... Igazából...
Bandages? Someone's been patching themselves up.
Az anyja.
Looks like my mother took advantage of being in hiding to change her bandages, huh? This is silk. She must have used her own clothes.
Nézzük meg ezt. Remélem nem pocsékolja.
There are patches where the blood isn't totally clotted. That's a good sign, right? She changed them recently, which proves she's still looking after herself and still believes in her chances. Well, I'd love to tell her to keep hanging in there.
De elpocsékolt. Király. Mi a fasz?
Damn it, Mother. Now what's happened?
Választhattam volna rengetegféleképpen, de nem volt sikertelen. Hát jó. Hát jó. Ajaj, pontot se kaptunk túl sokat. Na. Akkor. Második epizódnak a végére értünk, a harmadik epizód az is látszik. Na de... Második done. Harmadik folytatás következik.